Yo, what's going on YouTube? Man, oh man. So I guess Anthony Joshua, if not Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, his manager with Matchroom Boxing, up in the UK. Um, I guess his father too. Who's that? Barry? Who's it? Barry Hearn? Anyway, they're thinking about dropping the IBF belt. You know, if and when Anthony Joshua goes on to defeat Vladimir Klitschko. They're fighting for the WBA super heavyweight championship belt, and that's a vacant belt as of right now. And then they're also fighting for I believe the vacant IBO belt. So it's whatever. But yeah, they're thinking about dropping that belt, man, the IBF belt. If he wins, to avoid facing Kubrick Pulev. And I guess the reason is like there's no money in the fight or whatever like that, which, is surprising to me because Anthony Joshua, he's the star. Um, I mean, I guess for the past year and a half, UK, boxing is supposed to be I guess the aforementioned, mecca of boxing right now. It's the hotbed. It's where everybody wants to be to make money and whatnot. But that doesn't seem to be the case because from what I'm reading in articles and what I've seen, Eddie Hearns wants Anthony Joshua to vacate the IBF belt. He wants him to vacate the IBF belt. I guess the IBF is holding him up and making super fights or whatever like that. Which I think is just, a lame excuse for him not defending his belt and, him taking a chance on losing against, Kubra Pulev, a guy I guess he wouldn't make that much money maximizing his dollar, so I guess he doesn't want to take that L. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I mean, that's the plan. You know what I'm saying? That's the plan. It seems like, you listen to Anthony Joshua all the time. He's always talking about the future. More than likely looking past his opponents, especially when he was talking about Charles Martin, why he took the Charles Martin fight, even though he himself was claiming that he wasn't ready for a championship fight, let alone fighting Deontay Wilder. So, but yeah, that's what Eddie Hearn wants, man. He wants Anthony Joshua, I guess, to drop the IBF, take the WBA and the IBO over to Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Guess that'll be on Showtime pay-per-view or whatever, or Showtime nonetheless. He has a contract with Showtime and he wants to take it over to the United States and fight Deontay Wilder. Yes, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that in the UK, but nothing's set in stone yet. Deontay Wilder just coming back off of injury and stuff like that. But yeah, man. I was thinking about going in, then I was like, on Anthony Joshua and the whole UK crew and boxing and stuff like that. But there's no need for that, man. There's no need for that. I wanted to speak positive of Anthony Joshua for taking on Vladimir Klitschko, but he is talking about facing, other champions. You know what I'm saying? He is talking about facing, or Eddie Hearn is, his manager or promoter is talking about facing, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, guys who, I guess, have a bigger profile than Kubrat Pulev. You know what I'm saying? So and these guys are, are champions. One, Tyson Fury, the lineal champ, and Deontay Wilder, the WBC champ. So, I don't agree with the whole dropping of the belt. He hasn't done it yet. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't done it yet. But Kubrat Pulev, I think on Box Records, was like, what is he ranked? Like number 4 or something like that. He's ranked up there. What he's gonna say if like Kubrat Pulev ends up, beating whoever for the vacant IBF belt? Is he still gonna avoid that fight? You get what I'm saying? And if so, why? Are they gonna give that to Luis Ortiz? Does he feel as if Luis Ortiz is a weaker opponent than Kubrat Pulev or any one of these fighters? You know what I'm saying? What if they pick up that belt, the IBF belt? Is this what you're going to do with the belts? Just play musical chairs with these belts and stuff like that? If that's the case, just drop all the belts. You know what I'm saying? Not fight for any belt. Just do it now. And we ain't got to keep on, it's kind of ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? The man is not even holding all the belts yet, and he's already talking about dropping the belts and unifying this belt, and then the belts and the mandatories are, holding up big fights. But no, that's what you got to do to hold all the belts. And it's kind of like a slap in the face to Klitschko. We get on him. People have gotten on him for facing his mandatories, whether they were great opponents or not. And he was just, meeting his mandatory so he can keep his belts and stuff like that, He wasn't dropping all those belts. He was just trying to get all the belts. Wasn't he trying to get like all 4 belts or something like that? He's like, man, I'm not retiring until I get all these belts. And I'm going to defend every belt and have these belts on the line and stuff like that. So, we could say what we want about Klitschko, but, that's commendable because you see what Anthony Joshua's doing. Now, Anthony Joshua, he's got all these promotional deals and stuff like that. People like his physique and stuff like that, one guy, at my other job, man, he was like talking about, oh man, you see this guy, have you heard of him? I was like, yeah, because like Showtime was like free, like maybe like 3 or 4 weekends ago, and he saw some, some footage on Anthony Joshua on Showtime and stuff like that. He was pretty impressed, and then I was like, yeah, man, you know about Deontay Wilder? He was like, what? No, I never heard of him. I was like, yeah, man, the dude's a heavy hitter, man. Just like Anthony Joshua. You think Anthony Joshua's doing the big. Check out Wilder, man. There's a whole bunch of guys in the heavyweight division that are heavy hitters, man. It's hot, Go check it out. So, yeah, man, I really wanted to go in on him, but, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. You can only do it for so long. And then on the flip side, he is talking about going against guys who are up there. Tyson Fury, lineal champ. He's the man. Deontay Wilder, WBC champ. He's ranked number 2 right behind Anthony Joshua and stuff like that. So, those are big fights, credible fights. Can't really knock him on that, you know what I'm saying? I really do, want to knock him for doing it. You know what I'm saying? For if he does drop the belt, he hasn't done it yet, so he really can't really go to town in on him. And, he's a prize fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys are prize fighters. It's their careers. Myself, I don't know. I'm not even sure what I'll do in that position. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he is shooting for another belt. I would like him to defend his IBF belt. That would be nice. Kubrat Pulev is a solid opponent, man. That's a good name to have on your resume. But if he doesn't have to, if he feels as if it's holding him up from getting other big fights, which not only that he'll get a hit, but he'll get a score. You know what I'm saying? He'll he have another body on his record, and he gets cash too. Can't really blame the guy for wanting to chase his money, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't become a habit. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it doesn't become a habit. As of right now, we can put that on Eddie Hearn. I didn't read anything or see anything with Anthony Joshua, said that. But Anthony Joshua, he has his team. His team has a game plan for him and stuff like that. He's in boxing. I don't know why he's in boxing, but I can only assume that money is a big motivator for a lot of these guys. These guys are juicing up, risking their lives and risking other people's health. A lot of these guys are even cheating and stuff like that. They're doing anything they can. I mean, hell, Klitschko was he was padding the ring to slow down Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? I guess they had him walking out in some water and stuff like that to get his shoes all wet. When they fought, anything, the mind games, anything, just to get the advantage, so you can keep those paychecks rolling in and stuff like that and stay relevant. Then I'm pretty sure, a lot of these guys, got egos and stuff like that they want to feed, but, yeah, they do have to listen to their team and say, hey, we got a better way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? We got a better way of doing it. You get paid and look good at the same time. I guess that's why, it's like, hey, you signed a contract. We get a percentage. We got to eat too. And we got to make sure, we keep this gravy train going. You're not in it by yourself. So, yeah, if the only thing I can think of is Anthony Joshua just probably just keep his mouth shut if he does drop the belt, because we've seen it done before with Peter Quillen. He was advised to drop the belt. No, his belt. I believe that was that the IBF belt. You know what I'm saying? He dropped it. End up getting another fight. End up fighting for the belt again. Or whatever like that. But yeah, man, his advisor, Al Heyman asked him to drop the belt. He's like, man, go on, drop the belt. I got something else better for you to do, and we'll get it back later. But yeah, man, just to make a better fight. And hey, he was getting paid in the process. Because him and Danny Jacobs in the fighting, right? Him and Danny Jacobs in the fighting. And I think him and Andy Lee in the fight for that belt. That's what ended up happening. It ended up being a draw. So he wasn't able to get the belt back. But nonetheless, he was still able to be a valuable opponent and still get paid at the end of the day, even though he dropped his belt, But yeah, man, that's boxing, man. That's boxing for you, man. Let me know what y'all think. If Anthony Joshua, drops the IBF belt, if he ends up facing like maybe Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, or the winner of the David Haye versus Tony Bellew, Eddie Hearn was talking about that. Is he forgiven? And if not, I mean, like, who's to blame? Because he has a promotional contract with Eddie Hearn, and we saw what happened with what's his name versus Lomachenko. I'm not gonna say that guy's name. You know who I'm talking about, dude from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened to him when things didn't work out with Bob Arum. He was put on the shelf. But I think Anthony Joshua's smart enough not to sit on go at it with his Eddie Hearn and his team. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what's up, man. Let's see what's up with that. Yeah, as far as facing Klitschko, the winner of Haye versus Bellew, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, I'm gonna have to say, man, even though it hasn't happened yet, but if it does happen, hey, those are good replacements other than fighting Kubrat Pulev to defend the IBF belt. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it looks bad, but at the same time, it's like a 50-50. It's like a flip of the coin. You know what I'm saying? You're going to lose one to win one, you know? So, yeah, I really can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? Dude trying to make his money. If it's not his dream to hold all these belts at one time, then that's Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? He just taking the advice of Eddie Hearn. From what I'm saying is just coming out of Eddie Hearn's mouth. So yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. Should Anthony Joshua take flack for dropping his IBF belt if he does it? He hasn't done it yet. It's been noted that he plans on doing it, you know, through the advice of Eddie Hearn. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. What would y'all do? All right, man, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.